New questions tonight about a discrimination case that is going to the Supreme Court. Hearings will be on April 22nd. White and Latino firefighters in New Haven, Connecticut, claim they were denied promotions because of their race after taking a promotions exam. That exam, they took it 5.5 years ago. It has taken the case more than 5 years to go through the lower courts and to reach the Supreme Court. Critics say that is simply too long. And they want to know to the degree that politics played a role in the way in which the judicial system has handled this case. Joining me now with more is Karen Torre. She is the attorney representing the 20 firefighters against the city of New Haven. Good to have you with us, Karen.
Hello, Lou.
Let me ask you, first dealing with the issue of these courts. 2 years of evidence, hearings, and the judge on this case was replaced at the last minute as summary judgment was sought by both parties in the suit, that is the plaintiffs and the defendants. There are some who say that looks like a peculiar decision on the part of the court system and perhaps one of judicial interference and politicization of the judicial system. What's your reaction?
Oh, I have no comment about that, Lou. I'm not aware of any misconduct. There was a judge change in the case, but that happens sometimes in the district courts. And the 2 years that the case remained in the federal court was not all that unusual. Sometimes these cases can last actually 3 years or more in the district courts before they can go on to the appellate courts.
It is, well, if I may say, just on the side there, let's have a sidebar on the issue of how long it takes to adjudicate in this country now. This is hardly an advanced society when cases take 5-6 years to resolve. This is becoming an onerous burden on the people of the United States, correct?
Well, certainly in this area of the law, Lou, I think it's a huge problem in this country now where cities cannot fill critical public safety positions in fire and police departments without protracted litigation over virtually every single civil service test that is administered. This has been going on for almost 30 years now.
And Karen, these firefighters, 19 whites, 1 Latino, ostensibly they were denied promotion because no blacks in the fire department were in the top 15 of those taking this test. And there has been no promotion since in 5.5 years?
It is incredible, isn't it? In this day and age, it's a post-9/11 society. This is a major first responder agency on the Eastern Seaboard, and the city has not filled these vacancies all these years, despite having had before them to choose one of the greatest group of guys you ever met. These guys worked their hearts out, studied their hearts out, prepared so intensely for 3 months, some studying 12 to 15 hours a day. They have degrees, they have certificates, they have a lot of experience. They really were such a great benefit to the public, and yet the city turns them down and refuses to hire the most qualified people because it didn't meet the racial quotas that the city had in mind for political reasons.
I talked here with Victor Bolden, the Corporation Counsel representing the city, last night. He said that the city was caught because had they promoted after that exam, they would have been subject to lawsuits from the white, the Latino, and the black firefighters. You know, this is a bloody, awful mess when there aren't clear standards about how to proceed with promotions, and the public safety is at risk here.
Well, that's one of the problems I think that this case demonstrates, which is, you know, it's a promotion process that is by law supposed to be race neutral, race blind, where everyone is given equal opportunity, and where candidates are tested strictly on what matters: their job knowledge, their ability to lead first responders in dangerous situations and to make life and death decisions. And somehow, to this day, the government insists on race coding everyone and turning it into a race-conscious process. Everyone would be better off if everyone just played by the rules. The rules of the game are race neutral and race blind. And yet, what the government does is it puts a race label on everyone and then in the end looks at the results of any job competition and says we don't like the racial results. And so what did people study their hearts out for? What did people go get degrees for? It seems to me that the government is going in the wrong direction when it starts to punish people for their hard work, punish them for their success and their hard study. The public wants the best people in command of our public safety agencies. And in New Haven, they had the best people and they refused to accept them because they didn't like the color of their skin. That's not what equal opportunity is all about, or the civil rights laws.
It's the allegation of racial discrimination. Part of the evidence you'll be discussing before the Supreme Court, a press release that the mayor's office had prepared for distribution in the event the Civil Service Board went ahead and gave credence to the eligibility test rather than throwing it out. A 2-2 vote, we should point out, on the part of the Civil Service Commission. Here is that press release that was apparently ready to go out under the mayor's signature. We are disappointed to learn that the commissioners have disregarded the advice of Corporation Counsel and Human Resources and voted to certify the promotional list. Despite the actions of the Civil Service Board, we will not be forced into discriminatory promotions. Therefore, at the direction of Mayor John DeStefano Jr., Chief Michael E. Grant will not be forwarding any names to the Board of Fire Commissioners. I mean, that would be the mayor overturning the Civil Service Commission, and what is that all about?
Well, that's one of the bits of evidence, of many, many bits of evidence that we discovered during the federal court proceedings. You know, all along, Mayor DeStefano's administration tried to make it look like this was a decision in the act of some independent, civil service board, when the fact is those board members are political appointees of the mayor, and what ordinarily would have been the establishment of an eligible list was interrupted when the mayor and his top inner circle members started to lobby and pressure the board to scuttle these promotions, and
including the fire commissioner.
That's correct. The fire commissioner openly threatened the board members with political ramifications if they proceeded to promote my clients. But the mayor was prepared to override the board's vote if the vote did not come out the right way. So the suggestion that the board was somehow independent is simply not supportable by the record in this case, which clearly shows a collaboration between the mayor's office and the board.
You'll be before the Supreme Court on the 22nd of this month. What do you expect?
Well, I think we expect to get a fair hearing, and we look forward to it. And no matter what the outcome, I think my clients will be satisfied that the issues in this case, which are important, will be given very serious consideration by all 9 members of that court. And you can't ask for anything more than that.
Karen Torre, thanks for being with us. One thing that we think that all of us should be able to ask for is a judicial process that takes under this amount of time to resolve. It's really embarrassing that an industrialized nation would behave this way in its judiciary. We thank you very much, Karen Torre.
My pleasure. Thank you.